So, hello, fellow Earthlings. This is Earthling 6455463728. And is this the end of movie theaters? I think so. I think that this is probably the cliff over which movie theaters are probably going to go. Is it absolutely the end? Maybe not. I would say 75 to 90 something percent chance that this is the end. So as of right now, AMC and I believe it's Universal Studios, they're having a tussle, and AMC has said that they're not going to show any more of Universal Studios movies at their movie theaters because Universal said that even when we come out of this COVID situation, they are going to try to release their movies simultaneously through the movie theaters and through video on demand, because their latest project, Trolls World Tour, it basically made back their budget in, is it 2 or 3 weeks? I think it might be 3 weeks. It made back the whole amount of money that it made when it was in the movie theaters the last time they came out with the first Troll movie in 5 months. It took 5 months to make the same amount of money that it made in 2 or 3 weeks by them selling it video on demand. Now, the thing about it is that, yes, we're in a special situation. A lot of people are at home. A lot of people went and got the movie straight out of the bat when it came out to show it to their little girls and their little boys, to give them something to see that was bright and entertaining. So definitely, it is a special scenario. But the problem is, we're not going back to the situation where people are going to feel comfortable sitting down in a movie theater with their little kids, especially with their little kids, for quite a long time. I want to say that we have been told really nice things that we want to hear, which is that there will be a vaccine in a year to 18 months from now, or 2 years. That's probably not going to be the case. And you may read a lot of favorable things in the media that say, yeah, it's coming. They found some promising ones here. They found some promising ones there. The road to drug development and vaccine development is a very, very long one. And it's filled with, as they say, good intentions and favorable outcomes that don't go anywhere. Basically, a lot of dead ends. So people are really going to feel secure if they have that corona vaccine. But number one, if it comes out in the amount of time that they're currently promising, it will be the fastest that it's ever come out. It'll be a record, because they've never made a vaccine in that short a time. So let's say it does come in 3 years. Is AMC going to be around in 3 years? Are the movie theaters, the movie studios, are they going to wait for 3 years? And they're going to wait and hold AMC's hand and Regal and all these people? How are these people? Number one, these movie theaters, they were never doing that great. The whole Hollywood industry was never doing that great. I think what was helping was a lot of these 3D movies. They were helping the system. But for years, there's been, every year you hear news about the fact that the take-up has been going down and down and down, because of piracy, because Netflix and chill. I mean, It used to be that you would go and take a girl to a movie. Then there's Netflix and chill. You didn't have to take a girl to a movie. And then there's the unfortunate fact that a lot of people are going to be out of work. Is going to movies going to be on their to-do list with whatever little money that they have? They're going to have to go and see a movie in the movie theater to catch, potentially, be in close quarters with other people and potentially catch whatever else is coming. You know, normally what happens is that when something is going to die, when something is going to be destroyed, we think one big thing happens and that's going to be the end of it. But normally it takes a couple big hits, you know, and then you don't even see, you know, these TKOs as they have in combat sports. KOs and TKOs are not that common. You know, normally people go down by decision. Well, not normally, but I think it happens more often than not. It's the exciting things that we want to see. They're not very common. But unfortunately, this is an exciting situation, and this is a number of stiff right hand, stiff jabs, everything to the whole movie industry. And the thing about it is that there is no opportunity for the movie industry and definitely the movie theaters to catch their breath. Nobody knows when people are going to feel comfortable to go back to a movie theater. Because even after this first wave goes by, you know, if you watch Dr. Fauci on TV, he's saying the second wave is coming. And if it is worse, indeed worse, than the first wave, potentially, especially because we think that we missed it. You know, there's a story that I heard recently about the Spanish flu, and it's a little bit extra to what you may have already heard. There is one city that they were warned, don't have this parade, and you might have heard this. This is how I heard about flattening the curve. They went ahead and they had their parade, and a couple days later, boom, the effects of it were felt. There was another city that saw what happened with those people, and they said, oh, that's not going to happen here. And they made sure to try and social distance and to use these face masks. And I have to verify this. You know, I heard somebody else tell it, and I haven't gone and verified the last bit of what I heard. But if you did hear about the second city, I think it's between Philadelphia and maybe Chicago, I'm not sure. They were saying that, hey, we beat the first wave, so everything's fine. When the second wave came, apparently, according to this guy that I saw, he said that that city felt that the social distancing was not what saved them. It was these face masks. So they just said, hey, everybody, wear face masks, we'll be good. And they didn't work. And they got hit, pow. And there was another city, apparently, that saw what happened to the first two cities. And they said, not one, not two. And they were able to keep themselves going. AMC right now, they can say what they want to say because we're still in the early days. We haven't reached the second wave. We probably won't even, the third wave and whatever subsequent waves that come. As long as there are people who haven't got it, there will be more waves, you know. So there could be an innumerable number of waves while we're waiting for this vaccine. That may never come. I mean, let's be real. I think they have an Ebola vaccine. And they have an Ebola vaccine because Ebola came back. You know, there was an outbreak of Ebola. They couldn't make the vaccine in time. And there was a second outbreak of Ebola. And I think they're using, I think they've found a vaccine now. And I'm not sure if it's 100%. I have to look that up myself. But no, at least myself, I can speak for myself. I don't need to be in any crowds for a long, long time. And I wasn't really in any crowds in the past. Too much, too often in the recent past. And I don't see myself going to concerts and movies and all these other things. Well, I wasn't going to movies for a long time, let me be honest. But I think between the lack of money that the people without jobs have, between also the fear of getting something from being in crowded areas, also the fact that people, a lot of the time, number one, movie theaters were going down, period, because of Netflix and because of a lot of other issues. I don't think they're going to come back from this one. I think the guy at AMC, he's on a company that's a zombie company. And I think he wants to talk tough, maybe so that he can still get paid. And people will not completely give up on the company and say, well, they're gone, they're done. But I think he knows to himself that they're done. I think Regal and all of these other people, they're done as well. Maybe not completely. I mean, there is a Blockbuster somewhere in the USA and maybe in other countries even. So I'm not going to say that no movie theaters are going to exist, 5 years from now. There might be a couple of them around. The novelty of it might be interesting to go out 5 years from now and see that movie theater with everybody and reminisce about how things used to be. And but I think the real movie theaters that we've all been used to, I think they're never going to be as big a thing as they used to be. I think that time is over, honestly. And for those of us who are alive and aware, we can probably tell our kids and grandkids and great grandkids, if you live that long, about what movie theaters used to be like, because I think they're done. Anyway, guys, you can wish me lucks. You can like, unlike, comment, subscribe, and or share. Peace.